a very familiar symbol. The stylized lily, which is this year's token of the Easter Seal campaign for crippled children.
Easter Seals has been around for almost a century, and a lot of people remember us as our early days of supporting kids with physical disabilities.
Services that lighten the heavy burden of parents whose responsibility is to care for children who are crippled.
When you really think about us today, we serve people of all ages, and we serve people with all abilities, and a really specialty is really mental health, substance use, and autism, as well as people that experience trauma in their life.
That's why I want to tell you and show you some of the vital services which the Easter Seal Societies provide.
We just don't provide a service, we make a difference. Everybody that works here, each and every day, they have heart, they have compassion, and they go out of their way to really do what they need to do in order to have somebody achieve their dreams and goals.
I have a belief that I am an agent of change, and this is a place where I can actually get to touch people's lives and help produce change in their lives. And that makes it just that much more beautiful.
When you know that something that you're doing is going to have some kind of an effect that's going to make the world a little bit better in some way, it's huge.
We help a lot of families in more ways than we think sometimes, and some of the things that we try to do is just provide some hope to these families that are facing so many challenges. So it's very important for me to try to do a good job in helping the families.
I was diagnosed when I was 19. I felt at times very hopeless. It's normal for people to come into intake feeling hopeless. A particular consumer came in. I told her how I had been in and out of the hospital several times. Said, yeah, I felt hopeless before too. She really took it in. She appreciated me sharing some of the details of my story. She said, I was feeling really hopeless before I came to Easter Seals today. She said that you and Michelle helped me see life in a whole new way today. And she left with a smile on her face. That makes me feel great.
I had a consumer who had made some poor choices, and he was meeting with a group of people that were going to determine whether or not he should go into residential treatment. I didn't feel like he really needed to. He was sitting next to me, and he was sobbing and just saying, please give me one more chance. When they asked me, what do you think? I said, I don't feel like has criminal behavior. They gave him one more chance. And that night I got a phone call from him, and he said, thanks for having my back. And that's what makes it worth it to work for Easter Seals. When you see a success like that, it's like, wow, it really stirs your emotions, and it really makes you feel proud. It makes you feel proud to work at Easter Seals. It makes you feel proud to impact someone's life.
I was working with a young man who just always struggled in school. Wasn't looking so good for a while, but he always maintained, I will graduate. And when I do, I want you at my graduation. About a year and a half after they left our services, I got a phone call from his mom. I was a little worried about what she had to say, but she was just calling to invite me to his graduation party. And I did go, and we celebrated, and he was doing well. He graduated high school, he had a job, he got his driver's license, he was well on his way to successful adulthood. It was just really nice to see, oh wow, yay, he made it.
I got a client through the intake department. He came to us completely nonverbal. He did not make eye contact, wasn't on any medication. He had served time in prison. He had a lot of trauma in his life. After I had him for about 3 months, I opened the door to call him back into the office for an appointment, and he smiled for the first time ever. I knew that there was a little bit of a relationship there where I was going to be able to help him. Here we are 2 years later. He's working on getting his own apartment. He goes out in public. He does his own grocery shopping. He's improved so much in just 2 years.
A woman came in, and she was in her 60s. It was kind of like she was lost in the woods. She had no idea where to go, how to get out. She didn't think there was any way out. I just remember one day she came in and we were talking, and it was like a door had opened for her. She all of a sudden, it's like, oh wait, I don't have to live like this. I don't have to just endure my life. I could maybe start to enjoy it. There's a way out of this crazy morass that I've been lost in my whole entire life. And she started to cry, and it was one of those moments where you know that something has just shifted. From that moment, her life just completely changed. That was very rewarding to see that.
I've been working with a girl for about 2 years. She came to me right after her boyfriend had committed suicide, and it turned out that that was just the beginning trauma in a very long line of trauma starting from when she was very, very young. She has had more trauma in her life than anyone I think I've ever met or ever worked with before. Just a few months ago, she asked me if I remembered what last summer was like for her. And I said, yeah, I was there. I remember 2 hours a week. And she said, I just don't even understand how I felt that way. Like, I'm happy now, and I've never been happy like this before. And that was pretty remarkable. I mean, she had been through so much, and for her to be able to reflect on that was really exciting. That was a good day. That's a day that you have to remember when you have bad days.
I know I get to a point where you ask yourself, because the road gets tough, why do you really do this job? And then something happens, somebody sends you a message to say how you've touched their life. I had a teenage client who was transferred to me from another clinician. They were kind of stuck in a depressive mode at home, not wanting to come out, not taking their medication, not going to school, not participating. So as I went in and started working with this client, started building hope, started talking about some of the things and the cycles, we bonded and opened up. And he started into the cycle of things starting getting better. He started coming out of his depression. He started feeling better. Maybe a couple weeks after that, his auntie sent me an email. Thank you for what you've done for me. And then in the last line, she put, P.S., I'll never forget you. And that was one of the times it just like touched my heart to know that I made an impact on her and that family. And that's why I do this job, is how do you make an impact in people's lives?
These stories is only a glimpse of the extraordinary work that they do each and every day. You know, I can't say it more, but I'm proud to be here.
The majority of people that are here because this is a calling for them. Every single one of us is touching lives every single day in probably dozens of ways that we don't even realize. And it really means something to them in their heart.
It's a great place to be when people choose to work here and choose to stay here and choose to make a difference.
The legacy is that you left your mark with families, and no matter where they go, they'll have a stamp in their life to say, you know what, I went to Easter Seals and got help. I went to Easter Seals and got hope. I went to Easter Seals and felt loved. That's what we do.
I'm Kelly Coe.
I'm Cassie Worth.
I am Olivia Nash.
I'm John Ritchie.
I'm Mindy Bigland.
I'm Jamel Jefferson.
My name is Nancy Truly.
I'm Elise Simon.
And I'm extraordinary.
And I am extraordinary.
Y soy extraordinaria.
And I am extraordinary.
I am Brent Worth, and I'm the president and CEO here at Easter Seals. And each of you are extraordinary, and I'm proud to be at such an organization that serves extraordinary. The legacy that we have today is only going to continue to live on for future generations.